Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Shona Vertue and I'm going to take you through... Oh, actually, before I do, let's just do the intro because I like this song. Alrighty, so today's sequence is designed to kind of take you away from your desk for a little bit and stretch out all the areas that tend to get a little bit shortened when we're spending lots of time either, on our phone or studying or working or, I don't know, stalking our exes online. Is that a thing? I don't know. My friends tell me it's a thing. Obviously, I've never done it ever in my life. Anyway, what we're going to be focusing on is really opening up through the anterior part of the body and activating more of the posterior, because when you're sitting at a desk and you're rounded forward, this area gets short, the back of you gets kind of lengthened, but it's eccentrically loaded and we want to sort of shorten it. So we're just trying to compensate for those movements. Remember, your body is going to make you better at whatever it is that you're constantly doing. So if you're constantly sitting down in a chair, hovered over a desk, your body's going to then start to make adaptations in that position, and we don't want that. We want to be free, flowing, moving entities. Maybe not like that, but you know what I mean. So without further ado, let's just get on with the sequence. All you're going to need is a chair or a couch of some sorts and a yoga mat and possibly a cushion to put underneath your knee for one of the positions if you need that. Let's do this. So we're going to begin by sitting on the edge of the seat, placing our feet firmly on the ground. If you have a chair where you can't get your feet on the ground, it's not really going to be suitable for this practice. So move yourself over to the couch or somewhere where you can sit in this sort of position. Now, you can rest your hands in your lap like so. You can place your palms facing up or down, whatever's going to enable you to relax your shoulders as much as possible. Now, we're going to close the eyes. And when you close the eyes, I want you to open them again for a second and then close them. And this time when you close them, I want you to feel that sense of sort of shutting out the world around you and suddenly becoming aware of the world inside of you and switching your awareness. Suddenly being more aware of the sensations throughout your body. Noticing the natural pace and rhythm of your breath. And just really arriving here in your body. And by closing the eyes, we can help that a little bit more. We're going to take 3 deep breaths to tune the nervous system into a more relaxed state. So go ahead and finish the breath that you're currently on, empty the lungs completely, and then go ahead, take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it when you get to the top. And then open the mouth, exhale. Feel almost like a sigh of relief, just releasing that breath all the way out. Then what we're going to do is lean forward. And we're going to just let our arms rest. And we're almost sitting with not great posture. And what we're going to do is take a deep breath in. But this time when we breathe in, I'm going to show you side on. We're going to breathe in through the back of the ribs here. So you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and I want you to feel like the back of your ribs expand. Hold it. Take an extra sip. Try to get a bit more breath in there. And then exhale. Let your head relax and breathe all the way out. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Let's go again. Take the breath all the way in. I want you to feel the back of the ribs really expand outwardly, really fill up, particularly through the base of the ribs. Hold it. Now, keep holding it, but we're going to sit up. And now we're going to try and fill up through the front. Breathe in again. And then exhale. Release the breath completely and almost feel like you're collapsing a little to really facilitate the base of the ribs to compress here, getting all of that carbon dioxide out. Okay. Let's take one more deep breath in here. And another breath out. All right, we've arrived. So let's just take our hands. If you can grab the base of your chair, you're gonna do so. If you don't have anything to grab, just make 2 fists and squeeze the arms, irradiating through the arms. That's gonna help keep everything still while we just work the neck joint here, okay? What we're gonna do is drop the chin to the chest, and then we're gonna take the chin around to the left side, the left collarbone, and then we're going to drop the ear towards the shoulder as the chin turns to the front. I'm then going to begin to drop my head back all the way around. I'm trying not to move anything else in my body as I take it around to the other side. Ear to the shoulder, chin down, and then tipping forward. Let's continue again, this time a little bit smoother. So tracing a bit of a circle with your chin, head to the side, chin down, back to center. Really try and keep everything else still here. So we're just noticing the integrity of the neck joint. Notice any pain that you have, and if you start to have closing angle joint pain, one more time on this side. So if you get pain here when you drop your chin to that side, and you want to back out a little bit or stop this altogether. Okay, we'll go the other way. Chin to collarbone, ear to shoulder, head goes back, and then to the other side, chin down, and then back to center, and then now we'll make it slightly smoother circles. So just moving around. Keep everything else really still. So a little bit of firm pressure through the hands, making sure that the ribs stay still, abs stay still, spine stays still, just moving the head, noticing the neck joint. Last one, back around to center. And then lifting the head. All right, so now we're gonna move into a side stretch. So you might wanna move a little bit further back onto your chair. Hold the side of the chair if you can. If you're on the couch, then you just wanna place your hand down on the side. And then we're gonna take the opposite arm up and over. As we reach over to the side, you just wanna make sure you're pushing your hip down as much as possible so that you're actually getting a side stretch here. I use my bottom hand to help create a little bit of leverage. I'm sort of pushing with the bottom hand as I reach across with the top. I'm then gonna tip down, come forward, and then unroll back up. We'll go to the other side. So pushing with the opposite hand, we take it up and over. And as we reach over, notice that if you're super stiff through the side body, that your hip will pop off the floor, off the couch or chair. And I want you to push it back down as you lengthen. So we're lengthening in opposite directions here. And then we're tipping down and then unrolling. Back up. Okay, so we're going to take a sort of lunging position here. You're going to twist around to the right side. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight back behind you. So again, this is where the height of your chair is going to make a difference. If it's too high and you can't get your front leg on the floor, it's not really going to work for this. If you're on a couch, it's fine. You can just improvise slightly. Now, your back hand, or the same hand as the front leg, is going to grab onto the back of the chair or the couch. And then this bottom leg, you're stretching back as far as you possibly can. I want it to remain active here. Don't get saggy or heavy. We want to reach back. The other arm is going to come up, and we're going to start to twist over to the side. Now, I'm going to reach to the side first. If at any point I feel like this happens and I have to start twisting to get further range, then I know I've already gone too far. So the priority here is maintaining length here, activation through this leg, reaching up and over, and only going as far as I can maintain integrity through the back leg without letting this happen, okay? So pull out of the twist slightly if you need to. From there, we're going to release and we'll change sides. Twisting around, so reaching back through the back leg first. Squeezing that back glute is going to help to release the front of your hip. That's really key. A saggy position here is not going to facilitate the same level of stretch. So let's hold on to the back of the chair, squeeze, reach up, and only go as far as you feel you can while keeping that leg super active. Breathing. Good, and then coming down back to center. Okay, we're gonna take it off the chair now. So with this position that I'm about to take you through, you want to make sure that you have something for your knees. I obviously have a mat, that's enough for me. But if you need an extra cushion, go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna place my toes and the top of my foot onto the chair, and my knee comes down to the floor. I'm not on my kneecap, I'm at the front of my knee, the front part of my knee, okay? Now, I take the front leg forward and come into a lunge position here. But the key thing is that I want to be able to maintain a posterior pelvic tilt, not an anterior one. So I'm not going into this big back bend here. I want to be able to maintain this kind of tuck of the tailbone, okay? And then I'm going to start to sink my hips forward. But the whole time, I'm really trying to zip up through the front here. Most of you will already be feeling a bit of a stretch here, okay? I already am, through my quadricep mostly, okay? A little bit through the psoas, but they're fairly flexible. Now, if I want to sink a little bit further, I can. From here, same thing. We're going to reach up and over to the side. Come down, we'll do it again. Inhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Take that hand down to the floor for support and just lift your leg off. From here, I'm gonna swap sides. So come back to the chair, take a moment, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, swapping sides. So hand comes down, place the top of the foot onto the chair, move the knee down to the floor, and then front foot comes forward, so we're in a lunge position here. This side's a little tighter for me, so I can already feel this. It's quite hard. It's quite hard to get the tailbone tucking. By the way, that was the chair, that wasn't that wasn't something else, tuck. But if it was, it's fine. There's no judgment here, right? Squeeze your glute, tuck your tailbone. It was not last night's curry. So funny. It was so funny. All right, squeeze, tuck. It's not even a dad joke. Breathe. All right, we ready? So we're gonna rest that hand. Arm reaches up, take it over and twist. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lengthen, exhale. Okay. From here, release, come up, come back to sit on the chair. Take a deep breath in. Release a full breath out. Okay, we're gonna move onto the floor. We're gonna still work through the front. This whole sequence is about trying to counteract all that time at your desk, and so all of this is shortening through the anterior, and we're hyper lengthened through the back, and so we wanna minimize that a little bit. So, you're actually just gonna come all the way down to the floor, and you're gonna come into a cobra position here. So I'm placing my hands by my rib cage. I'm gonna roll my shoulders up and back. Now, so that I don't just crunch into my lower back, I'm actually gonna squeeze my glutes and tuck my tailbone so that my pubic bone presses into the floor. My legs are active, and I'm just gonna hold here. If you can and wanna make it stronger, you can take your hands off the floor and just hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Breathe in. Push into the floor. This time a little bit of help from your hands. But again, try and draw the shoulders down and back. Squeeze the glutes. Try to tuck your tailbone. Holding here. Now activate everything as though you were going to take your hands off. Or if you want to make it a little bit harder, just use the fingers. Hold for 5. Squeezing. 4. Your back muscles. Your glutes. 3. Shoulder blades down and back. 2. 1. Coming down. Place the palms down, push back, we'll come into child's pose, bring the feet together, the knees out wide, push the hips to the heels, stretch your arms forward and just come down so that your forehead touches the floor here. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a full breath out. Try to come into stillness here as much as you can. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Come into an all fours position, tuck the toes, lift the knees off the floor. If you'd like to go into a downward facing dog, that's fine too, but if you don't have the shoulder mobility, please don't push it. If you get any impingement, you're just gonna stay here and join us in a second. If you are taking downward dog, just watch that you're not kind of going into this deep back bend or hyperextending through the shoulders. Pull the ribs in, push the floor away, pull the belly in, and then start to work through maybe straightening the legs, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Anyone that suffers from sciatica from sitting down too long, do not do any hamstring stretch work. All right, come into a cross-seated position. Everyone will come down to the floor, rolling onto your back, hug the knees into the chest. Start to rock from side to side, massaging out through the lower back a little bit here. Come back to center, extend the left leg down to the floor, hug the right knee in towards the right armpit. So opening up through the hips a little bit here. And then from here, we'll take the leg across the body, finishing with a reclining twist. But what I want you to do is place that right knee into the left palm. And you're gonna make sure it stays there. You're gonna make sure it doesn't peel off the floor or out of your hand. The top arm is gonna reach forward, so that's your right arm. I'm gonna take it all the way up and over, and as we come over, the temptation, see what happens to my knee, will be to do that. And I want you to minimize that, so I want you to keep pushing down as you reach around. This is more like active rotation here. Inhale, up and over, exhale. Inhale, up and over, exhale. All right, coming back to center, we'll change sides. So I'm gonna hug my left knee in, I'm gonna take it into the armpit, and then I'm gonna take the leg across the body. This is our last one, guys, so you're almost done. You can get back to work soon, okay? So hugging the knee, making sure it's in the palm. We reach forward, up and around, exhale. Got a little nip slip going on. Inhale, up and over, exhale. So as I reach around, it's hard to talk, but as I reach around, I push my knee, my hip forward. So it's actively working that rotation, not just sort of passively forcing it or modifying it. Okay, come back to center. Okay, knees hug in. Roll out through the ankles while you're here. Other way. Feet and ankles get very neglected, particularly when they're in shoes, but just in general. And then we'll come to lie down and work through a Shavasana position. You can either lay with your legs straight, you can have your knees bent, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. That's a little bit more intense on the hip joint. Or you can drop your knees in for a little bit of internal rotation, which is personally my favorite variation. And then from here, walk the shoulder blades down the back and feel as though they're being sort of pulled open, which they will be. You're externally rotating through the shoulders, palms face up at the ceiling, eyes closed. And we're gonna take 5 very conscious breaths here, okay? So take a deep breath in through the nose. Full exhale. So what you may or may not know is that I'm making a slight restriction at the back of my throat for the inhalation and the exhalation, and that helps me to control the length of the breath and the release of the breath as well. So try to make that slight restriction. Inhale. Hold for 2 counts. 1, 2. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's try inhaling for 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. This time exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Take an extra sip of breath again. And exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Take an extra sip. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Take an extra sip. And then very slow exhalation. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause on the out breath. Hold here. And then allowing yourself to breathe normally with your eyes closed. Just noticing sensations in the body. Staying very present, very aware, but equally calm and relaxed. Start to move through the tips of the fingers and the toes. Straighten out your legs if they weren't already. Point the toes, interlace your fingers, arms reach up above your head. Stretch up, inhale. Really lengthen here. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. We're gonna rock a couple of times. If that suits your body, we're gonna rock a couple of times just to kind of massage either side of the spine. Obviously don't go too far that you feel uncomfortable in your neck. A bit of rocking up and down just to re-energize. Rock all the way up to the feet. Drop your body forward. Unroll slowly all the way up to standing. Stack each vertebra one at a time. And as your head lifts, go ahead and reach the arms up. I realize my head's chopped out, so I'm gonna sit down. Inhale. Exhale, hands come back to the heart center. Relax your shoulders. You gonna get back to work? Cool. Thank you. Namaste.